happening?
All right, hi. I got to get settled here. I got a lot of things to get settled. I don't have a desk anymore because the yak broke all the desks yesterday when I had to finish the job that everybody started. What?
Oh, that's why everything's broken now?
Yeah, well, it didn't make sense. There they are. It didn't make sense to have, two of them not broken. They're all broken now.
This almost went through my hand. A
Correct.
screw
Yes.
popping out.
Uh-huh.
This is not OSHA approved.
We had to deal with that
workspace.
on the yak yesterday, and you can just, if you pull it out the bottom there, we learned that if you pull it out the bottom, it works better. Hi, it is Pick Central, our daily gambling show here on Barstool Sports with our daily gamblers. Marty Mush went 3-1 yesterday. Congratulations to him. I'm sorry, Marty went 3-1 yesterday. You have an open invitation to be here.
I could technically still be on paternity leave, but I am here.
No, it's awesome. Thank you very much.
Yes, shout out to the wife and kid at home who might be watching.
Get that?
2 weeks.
Really?
I think
awesome.
Maybe 4 actually.
I think it might be 4 now.
Yeah.
I had a week the first time I had a kid. The second time I had a kid, I got like a little extra time every time I had a kid.
It's paternity?
I'll be honest, it should
Paternal is father, maternal is mother.
Yes. It honestly, I was staunch one of those guys who was like, guys don't need it. It should be mandatory. Guys get 6 weeks and women get 6 months. Mm-hmm. It should be mandatory.
It's just a total lifestyle change completely.
Every hour there's something. It's not hard, but every hour there's just something. It doesn't matter. Just something.
The moments in your life you had back then where you were sitting there, I was like, I don't know what to do. Those moments are gone.
Oh, yeah.
Every moment for the rest of your life is accounted for.
Pretty much.
Oh, not pretty much. It's
then
I know you're gonna have like 6 or 7 kids.
Yeah, well, I'll start a farm.
They're all gonna be. You're gonna take over Delco Little Leagues, and
you don't have to worry about that.
Let me tell you something. I watched a video of Delco softball yesterday.
Yeah.
I almost texted you being like, I need to just do a document. These people are so Delco, it's unbelievable.
So it's a real thing that Delco softball is just like different than everywhere else, or is this?
Yeah, they're creatures.
It was so
But you joined a league.
Of course.
You're a creature.
Well, Ron and I, we grew up around Delco, as you can tell, it's because we don't have the stench. My wife is Delco, but she bypassed that part. But the Delco is a special area of not only Philly but the world. And
is that where Kate's from too?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. And Roan and I, there will be a documentary sort of thing coming out. Roan is going to be observing from afar. He's going to be kind of like the David Attenborough. I'm going to be like the Jane Goodall. I'm going to be in the cages. I'm going to be one with the animals. So
you're the subject. He's going to be the.
Oh no, the subjects are the subject.
Okay.
I am more of the teacher going in, trying to corral the content, and we'll figure out some good stuff.
You got to watch, Steven, just the first video I saw yesterday. It's so funny, and Smitty took an extra bag on a error.
Did you?
You do what you got to do.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Let me guess.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
No, I know. It was like I'm giving him a compliment.
I'm guessing you're going to play a little first base, a little left field.
We'll get back into it. Well, I mean, I'm playing with every team, so anybody who needs an open spot, I'll just be put out there. I want to play the.
You're gonna be the all-time quarterback.
I was pretty much. I was shortstop left field in my prime. That was 20.
Wait, you're playing for every team?
Yeah, we're gonna float around. We're gonna float around and see
So
which team has like the content.
You're really doing this as a social thing, like a.
Exactly.
It's all content.
I just want to get out there.
Yeah, he's like, oh, content's great, but it's like softball's awesome.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. And this league, there was a fight in the Cops game, but it wasn't anybody in the league. There were I'd like to say 15 to 20 kids outside the field. They all started throwing down. Huge Donnybrook. And this perfectly describes what this league is all about. One cop showed up rather quickly, suspiciously quickly.
Yeah.
And it was a Delaware County cop, and everyone's saying, oh, go get him, Chop, go get him. And I'm like, Chop? I didn't know whether that was a euphemism for something. And apparently that cop was only there because he is a part of the team who was playing at the time, and he was coaching from the cop car.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's coaching the
Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
On duty, just coaching some softball.
What are you going to do?
Wow.
Here's how I know this league is very serious, stupidly serious. There's no reason to have a coach on a softball team.
Yes, there is.
None whatsoever.
No, there is.
You have one guy that pays the umpires and gets the line. And there's no reason to actually coach.
Well, does the coach play at all?
There are player coaches, obviously,
I think
but
you need some structure because then
Yes.
some people are like, I'm batting fourth. You need someone that's putting out a
Yeah, you need the
lineup
lineup
because
guy for
people
sure.
because I'm not going to respect just another guy on the team.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to say I'm better than him. You need that one guy.
I bet
And
you're
he's-
showing up and saying you're leading off, right?
Oh, every time.
Yeah.
Every single time. But then when there's a coach, I respect him.
Because you need an honest guy. Like, you need the guy who sits the lineup, like, bats himself seventh. Like, he knows.
That's
He's
true.
He's
out of respect.
He's self-aware. Like, he knows I'm not the best guy. I'm like a 7 guy, decent player, clearly not the best, not the worst.
That's when the coach is batting fourth, new team.
No, yeah.
Because
no good.
that's
No
even
good.
and it's better when the coach is the best and still puts himself seventh.
Exactly.
we had co-coaches for the Barstool softball team.
Who were they?
Myself and Brett Merriman.
How'd that go?
Went well. We got to the finals and then got smoked house, but we had a pretty good run.
I think now we'd have a very good team.
We'd be able to put together a squad.
I think
sure.
let's go through a quick lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't know.
You're playing
Well,
center.
the important positions, pitcher, which Big Cat is a very, very good
Good
softball pitcher. Only got better from being a father.
You do gain softball points when you have a kid.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Interesting.
The other important positions are pretty much third, short, left center, and first. So
Left
who are
center. I
those?
got
Okay, you got left center. You play
left
D3
center
ball.
is easy.
Put me at first.
Put you
I
in
don't want to
first?
run.
I like that.
Right
can see you
field,
at
baby.
first.
I'm
Right
perfect
field,
for
Ben.
it. Bury me.
Will you bend?
Yeah, I've been.
I need you to bend.
I'm working out.
Because
Can you scoop?
I played first base.
shortstop's gonna be a problem. I think.
It's going to be – I played short when we played 3-4 years ago. I'm not a shortstop anymore. I'm not a nimble mix.
No.
Brett played third as well, so we're going to have to figure that out.
Some of our
Huff's
younger,
can
we got
handle
plenty of
second.
younger. We got a lot of younger guys.
I can hold
Third's
down
a huge
left
one.
at this juncture, but short, it's going to be tough.
All right, we'll
Infield's
figure it out.
brutal. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Infield's brutal.
Figure it out.
So that you get some hot shots to third base in softball.
Who can even handle short in this office? Who played – because you can't play shortstop unless you played baseball.
Yeah, I don't.
That's it. We have some athletes here, but if you didn't play baseball, you couldn't handle a
I
position.
don't think we
like
have many. Who played baseball?
Well,
besides me.
well, Dion did.
Well, he's
Yeah, I
not-
think
we're not
Dion
gonna
can
get
handle
Dion.
shortstop.
I think
Honestly,
Dion
Bush, you
will
might-
just tell
or
us
Marty.
where he wants to play. And
Marty might have to sack up and play short.
That was nice of you. Thank you for that.
I corrected myself. That was genuine too.
what do you say?
He said mush.
I went to say, I said Marty.
Yeah, don't say
Yep.
much.
Today's
said
Marty. We're Marty. I
Marty
might have to
play
sack
short.
up. Yeah, I might have to sack
All
up.
right,
Or even
maybe
third.
get Jack
But left
McCarthy out
center
there?
is
No,
a big.
Jack McCarthy can't play.
Left center is a big spot though, because there's mostly fly balls in softball.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
range.
I'm just trying to look over the. No.
It is fun.
Not
that
a whole
just
lot.
Grown men taking softball so serious.
Yeah.
It's the best thing
It's great.
You got me. I want to play.
because
That sounds
all
fun.
of us have nothing to look forward to.
The last time I
besides-
played, was like 10 years ago. It was the day of the NFL draft, and I was in Picayune, Mississippi, and the team picked me up because they knew I could hit. So I'm playing, and I swore to myself, all right, all day Saturday tournament, I'm just gonna take it easy, just have fun, whatever. First couple games, have fun. By that night, both teams want to kill each other. They want
Oh,
to fight.
yeah.
Both teams
For
are just
sure.
killing each other and just yelling at each other. And it was awful. I said, I got kids now. I can't do that shit no more
Yeah.
because of my penis. Because I was having so many kids.
Pitching's scary, man. That shit's scary.
I never acquired the ability to softball pitch. I never even tried it.
I can do it. It's just like you're so close, you want to get whacked.
Well, that's why you let it go and you take that couple steps back
Yeah.
real quick.
It is tough, though. You got to get a little English on it, paint the corners a bit. That's why Big Cat was a very good softball pitcher.
And if you're playing experienced and good players, they should be able to pull the ball every time and not really put you at risk.
Should.
But then you play guys who don't know that and they just
That's
fire
the
it up the
problem.
middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with these metal bats nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Space age
metal bats.
technology. No, Brandon Walker. There's different metal bats from now between
BB core.
now and then the Omaha 3000s I had.
The Black
in high
Magic.
school. Yeah.
Stealth.
I had the TPX.
The TPX. Yeesh.
It's a solid late 80s bat.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
stick.
The
Did-
Easton Ultralight.
How do you feel about grown men playing like baseball?
I actually played that longer than I played softball. I
That's
like that.
after college. You still. I'm saying like 35 years old.
I play as long as you can play is what I say. What?
I get invited to those leagues still by my friends who, a
don't
couple
like it?
played D2.
I don't know.
It's a lot. It's too much. Once you're putting on those baseball pants, unironically, that's when you gotta take a step back.
Like right after college, I played. I'm like, I was fun. It's still like, cause you're still competitive, and then you're like, dude, what am I doing? Like waking up for a doubleheader at 9 a.m. on a Saturday.
That's how I always. That's how I always judge how big the assholes are that we're playing in softball. When they walk up and the team, some of them are in shorts, some of them are in just sneakers, some of them are in just. But when they come up and all of them are wearing the long striped pants, the long softball pants, and they all got full uniforms, and some of them got them rolled up to show their baseball tattoo. Those are assholes.
Never go full hardo.
Never go full hardo.
You see some of those in like intramurals.
You do.
Oh,
I played it. I remember my team in the playoffs. We played against a kid who was wearing. I would see in Ohio State a lot of Indians fans. Full Lindor, like baseball pants, jersey, everything.
Arm sleeve.
And what's even more annoying, he hit a grand slam, one of the farthest balls I've ever seen hit.
Damn well better.
Drove me
Well,
insane.
when you wear that, you have to.
It made me so mad because we're like, look at this loser, and then like hits a ball like 400 feet.
The chat with some good points. If we expand and bring in Barstool Chicago for this league.
Fact.
I feel like, Carl pitched in Major League. I mean, not
Yeah.
Major League. He pitched in college baseball. He could probably play short.
Let me tell you something. Chicago plays that weird softball. They don't play with gloves.
They play that
play
big
with,
ball.
Like, the
They play with the
ball.
smaller. It's stupid.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't know.
I thought y'all played with the big ball here.
We play with normal softball.
Okay,
With gloves and they.
I guess it was just in Manhattan. I saw a softball league that was using that big ass ball that sounded like you're hitting a beach ball when you hit it.
I hate
16-inch maybe.
What's the Chicago one? It's called something.
I don't know.
I
If somebody knows
forget.
what
But
the
yeah,
Chicago style.
Eddie was talking. Like, yeah, you play with no glove. It's like what? How you play with no
It's
glove?
just
Oh, my
Well,
underwear
so-
showing.
you do that because they probably invented the game when they started becoming way too drunk to be able to handle actual softballs,
Yeah, it's
and
true.
then had to adjust.
Eddie
You
plays-
take one
So
off
it
the
is.
disc.
It's called 16-inch softball.
16-inch.
Yeah, it's the bigger ball. It's obviously softer.
I mean, Eddie's bocce ball is the most serious thing I've ever seen.
Really.
That guy, it's very serious.
I don't think I've ever played bocce ball.
He like won't like.
Really?
I would.
Yeah.
I haven't
Neither.
either.
We did like go shoot a video once. He's like, I can't do Tuesdays because he has bocce ball.
All right, so it is Pick Central. It's our daily gambling show. Thank you for Smitty for being here. Minch, you'll be out the rest of the week, right? That'll be so. You'll be in until Friday. Rico will be in Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so he'll be back in. That'll be awesome.
It's
And
live, boys. Indiana.
Yes.
Barstool
Live.
Sportsbook live in Indiana. Indiana becomes the fourth state. You join Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. Indiana, land of the Hoosiers, land of touchdown Jesus. You now have the Barstool Sportsbook app. A lot of great exclusive bets coming. A lot of good stuff coming on the Barstool Sportsbook app. It's the best sportsbook app in the world. Check it out if you're there. I've been telling you can download and you can deposit. Get ready to bet. Well, now time to bet.
Listen to this. It's your first bet is $1,000 risk-free bet.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, because if you bet $100 the first
Then
one,
it's gonna be
it's
100
$100.
risk-free.
The
Yeah.
first bet is $1,000 risk-free because I
And-
messed it up the first time.
And hey, Indiana, the Pacers play tonight.
Sure did.
I was just thinking that, like, is it bad luck to go against the Pacers today with the sportsbook launch?
Well, I'll give you my picks in a minute, but I think it makes a lot of sense to ride the Pacers tonight.
Speaking of debuts, I remember Riggs and I, of all people, back in the day when Brandon Walker was hired, all eyes were on you.
Yeah.
To give out the most electric fire, sure lock picks the first day. And Riggs and I called from the beginning. It's like, we got to fade this guy. There's no way he's going to come out like that hot. And you went, what, 0 for 4?
0-3.
0-3.
Remember that first day you
0-6.
said you were a good gambler?
I felt like I was. I believed I was.
You
The
got
first
hired.
day I was 0-0. The day that Dave watched me, and you know, he watched me and I was 0, and the next day, my first show for Barstool, it was 0-3.
Yeah, because you got hired and everyone was watching your show and I was not because like I'm like fuck this guy, and then but then I was like wait, if he goes on the heater I'm not there. I remember me and Dave were calling everybody. I was in his office watching like this guy's we're gonna make so much money, and then everyone hated you the next day. It's like this guy
But
sucks.
that's what you want to. You'd rather go 0-3 or 3-0 than
You want to know?
Once you're good,
You want to know the real talk about that? So I go 0-3, and I'm freaking out. I'm like watching it that night. I'm in my house in Fulton, Mississippi. I'm like, oh fuck, and it's just going to hell because it was very early in the hockey playoffs. I think it was right at the beginning of the hockey playoffs. And I woke up the next morning. I was 0-3. I said, well, maybe they didn't notice. And Dave tweets that he's
because you didn't know yet.
Big Cat tweets, and I'm like, oh shit, I hadn't signed my contract yet.
Oh man.
And I thought, oh my god. I actually called the people, whoever it was at the time. I called and said, listen, I need to go ahead and sign this contract because I'm scared they're not going to allow me to work because I put such a bad gambling display. She said, don't worry about that. It's not really about that. I said, yeah, it is. And we had to sign the contract that day. I was scheduled to sign it on Friday. I signed it on Thursday because I was freaking out so much. So that's 2 years ago now.
Also, with Indiana, if you bet the Pacers will give you up to $100 every game they win the rest of the season.
Pretty good.
Sick.
Wait, so explain. I'm sorry. Can you explain that again?
If you bet the Pacers every time they win, you just get $100.
You need to bet at least 100 on it, I'm sure.
I don't know exactly what that is, but I think you just get an extra $100, which is crazy.
Damn.
It's a good deal. And there's going to be a lot of good exclusives for Indiana. Marty, you're so deep in your phone. You're like,
I'm looking at the video that Dave posted. It's funny.
So Indiana Sportsbook is live. Fantastic stuff there. The Dozen Trivia continues tonight. The Dozen Trivia show, the tournament, it continues tonight. Last night, boy, that was an interesting match. You had Team Nightmare, the villains of the league, go up against the Misfits. Team Nightmare, who had a great record in the regular season on Zoom, with whatever that comes with, was able to sneak in the tournament, taking spots from guys like Big Ev and Joey. They
honorable guys.
They have some wins over some
cheating
teams. I'm not sure they belong with those wins, but last night they played Bright Lights. Bright Lights can get to anybody, boys, and they set a record. They tied a record for 2 points. The biggest frauds in the history of Barstool Sports. Team Nightmare.
I wouldn't say the history.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
There's a fraudulent sack of shit. Until they go to court against you, I would say there's more frauds.
I wouldn't rule that out at this point. But I was muted. I didn't say much. I didn't. It is what it is.
You tweeted. Your tweet was good. You're just like, the story just tells itself.
There's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say. It was tough in there.
No, he cheated.
Yeah.
He cheated.
Yeah. Cons did.
Cons cheated.
Yeah.
I hate when people say they cheat because everyone always wants to say that everyone cheats, and because your eyes go somewhere. That just, you can't, because he also prides himself on being like
the Army.
That he's in.
Hey, I will admit the optics do not look good, but until definitive proof is given,
okay,
we live in
shut
America.
Up. Smitty, come on.
Proven innocent until guilty. You can't.
I think you're guilty until you're proven.
Well, then move the
Well,
fuck.
that's what the reality is. Yeah, that's the reality. Whatever. Had a chance to come in, and if you on Zoom and you win and you win and you win, and then you come in here where they take the phones away and you don't.
4 points. 4 points. I'd be like, okay.
I think it's 5, but yeah.
But 4 is like okay, like you could make an argument.
Yeah, there's a certain number of points that you get in that room, and you say, well, this was just an off night for him.
Me, Jack, Dana, we got 3, I think we got 3 points.
No, you got 2.
2.
Yeah.
So that shows you.
There are now 3 teams in the history of the Dutch. Actually, I think the record is won by the Yankee boys.
I was not on.
And you were not on that one.
Yes,
no.
That was Frankie, Hubbs, and Tommy. Right?
Yes. And shocking because Tommy's not
yeah.
bad.
Good.
And Frankie as well. I would imagine
They had the worst showing ever.
It must not have asked NHL.
I don't remember what they asked.
Or probably just like legitimate adult questions.
But that wasn't like with this trivia, it's like you have a niche, like you have your own category.
Correct.
Yeah, they missed on romantic movies, which was a pretty easy romantic movie as well, Maid of Honor.
Yeah, and they got one that was harder. Didn't they steal one that was harder? I feel like, was Kate and Leopold on this one? I remember watching live. They got Kate and Leopold. They didn't get Maid of Honor. Maid of Honor was way easier.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't remember Kate and Leopold?
No, I remember Kate and Leopold. But
I'm going to read an ad.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do right now.
You do you.
I found an incredible website you guys have got to check out. Nuts.com is the best-kept secret of savvy snackers across the country. Nuts.com isn't just for nut lovers. It's your one-stop online pantry shop. They've got candies, dried fruits, pantry items like baking mixes, pasta, and more. And they also have the great nuts like white chocolate toffee cashews, bourbon pecans, crystallized ginger, and honey sesame sticks. Over 4,000 products to choose from. including delicious, healthy, kid-friendly snacks like dried strawberries and custom trail mix, plus all the raw, organic, roasted, salted, and candied nuts you can imagine, even chocolate dip. NewNuts.com customers get free shipping on your first order when you text Barstool to 64,000. So text Barstool to 64,000 to get free shipping on your first order from Nuts.com. That's Barstool to 64000. Terms apply. Available at Nuts.com/terms. Two things. The trivia rolls on tonight. I believe tonight is number 1 seed Frank and the Frankettes against the very good and very dangerous Large and Generation XYZ. They are Large is among the best trivia players in the office. Anytime he's out there, it's like playing I wouldn't say they're a bad team. They're like a playoff team with an MVP candidate on there. You got to watch out for those guys. Smitty, what'd you think before we move on to the sports? And we're going to move on to the sports and the gambling in just a second. What'd you think of my top 10 Sega Genesis sports games list?
I think it was a very. I thought it was. Scale 1. Put on the ball scale. I'll give you a 3.2.
3.2.
Yeah.
It generated a lot of conversation.
Well, as most lists do. That
Yeah.
are,
On the ball
subjective.
scale, that's really bad.
I know.
It's okay.
No,
it's
if you talk to Balls, he's like only things I think are good in the 4s, and it could be like the best. It's still just 4.
I don't even think you can trust balls as a ball scale. No, I mean you got number 1 right, which
NHL 94.
Yes, which is the consensus pick. Joe Montana football, I think could have been a little higher up there. You said that it was better than Madden, but then you had Madden like.
No, that's not what I said. The original Joe Montana, which was not even that great of a game, it just was personally my favorite. I just love playing with it. I love the game engine. But Madden meant a lot more, and Madden 94. Joe Montana hit me at age 11. Madden 94 hit me at 15. Different times.
Agreed.
So it's just different abilities, different levels.
Yeah, I like the Joe Montana game a lot because if I recall, it was the first game on Sega that actually kept stats throughout the entire season.
No, it was.
Which was awesome.
It's a good game, but again, it's a loaded list.
It is.
Genesis was a sports system. Super Nintendo had all the fantasy stuff and the RPG. Their sports games weren't nearly as good as the Sega Genesis.
My grandma had Sega.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
Next week is the PS2 list, which I expect that to get contentious.
Okay.
Because I have the games, I just don't know the order. I don't know the order. A lot of PS2, the best system ever made. Do you agree?
I agree.
I think the PS2 is the greatest system ever made.
I will always go with N64.
Because that's what got you started, right?
Not started, but it was the first real 3D. Classic games are still playable.
Yeah, PS2 was just, it hit me in my college years.
PS2 right now, when are you going back and playing PS2 games? You're on
Crash
All
Bandicoot?
the time.
Crash Bandicoot.
I did it last year. I went when quarantine started. I went and bought a PS2 and bought all the games. So I play it all the time, but a lot of people aren't. You're right. N60. I'd still say there's as many people playing PS2 as N64.
No,
think
N64
so
is definitely more. Just because of Mario Kart and like PS2, there's no like real one game that everyone's.
I would say there's two. I would say N64, the two games you always played at parties was Mario Kart and GoldenEye. You remember when GoldenEye was the shit?
We popped in GoldenEye last week.
It's hard to play
Rage
now, right?
quit Super Smash Brothers, and he put it in there, and GoldenEye has aged
horribly.
It has aged.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great at the time because it was the first like real first-person shooter multiplayer game that you can really get.
I mean, we used to just get drunk on Saturday night and just play GoldenEye for hours,
awesome.
and I was terrible at it.
It was awesome.
I wouldn't rage quit. I would just meekly quit. I would just like slowly put my controller down and just walk over to the fridge and never come back, like a bitch.
Like Irish goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
What was your character?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, you're probably an odd job guy.
Oh, yeah, I don't even remember.
Yeah, you would.
I always got stuck with like Peach on Mario Kart.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so
Derek Jeter docuseries coming out 2022 called The Captain. Gonna be sick.
Love it.
Oh, good.
Love
Anytime we can prop up one of the most overrated players in the history of baseball, let's do it.
Stop it.
Very, very, very,
Crazy that
very
people
decent
say
player.
that shit. That's crazy.
310 guy played for 20 years with
Really
310
decent
average
player.
is very decent.
Really decent player.
Decent.
It's literally insane when people.
If he
say
plays
that.
for the Padres, you guys never hear of him.
He'd still be a Hall of Famer.
What? Maybe.
3,000 hits. He's a Hall of
3,000 hits
Famer.
gets him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
He
lot.
wouldn't have the 5 rings.
310 career average.
Wait, so
over
now we have
3,000
to
hits.
apologize for what?
No,
team
you don't have
he's
to
on?
apologize. I'm just saying.
No, but that's
Yeah, he
like
just wouldn't have the rings if he
it's
wasn't
gonna
there.
be another. It's gonna be another sucking off Derek Jeter. He was a fine player, a good player, a Hall of Fame player, but he wasn't.
He's a great player. Say great. He's a great
I'm not
player.
going to say he wasn't a great player.
He's a great player.
He was the greatest first baseman to ever play shortstop.
Correct. Yeah.
It's insane how jealous these people are. Of
How are
the
we
best
jealous?
Shortstop
I mean,
we've
I'm jealous of
had.
every Major League Baseball player.
It's just insane.
He was never.
Why can't you
never the best.
appreciate
He wasn't even the
greatness?
best shortstop on his team.
He wasn't the best shortstop on his team. He wasn't the best shortstop of his generation, especially at the beginning. He was never a good fielding shortstop. Like, what are we
He
talking
won
about?
multiple Golden Gloves.
Yeah, because his name was Derek Jeter. He played with
and
the
he went
Yankees.
to the stands one time. You're going to blow him for life.
Well, he ran 7 yards to get there.
That's another overreaction.
Like, he couldn't stop himself.
He caught the ball in fair
He
territory.
was running full speed.
Why
like,
would he want
If he
to
stopped in a
bash
dime,
his
he'd rip
face?
his knee.
Is he developmentally disabled? Can he not stop?
Do you know when you're running full speed, I'm going to do it with you.
How many players have
Let's
you
just
seen
do
catch
it.
a ball in fair territory and run in the stands?
He
It
couldn't
wasn't
stop.
in-
If he stopped himself, he would have ripped his knee, his ankle.
The players make that catch often.
Yeah,
No, they don't. Not like that. No way.
No, they don't dive in the stands like
He's not
that.
Secretariat running full speed.
Yes, he was.
running full
He's
speed.
sprinting.
You can't do that.
He's
You can't. If
sprinting.
he stops his knee, torn.
That's what I'm saying. They want him to just like stop on a dime. He's gonna
That-
kill himself.
Players do that all the time.
Not when they run that fast.
He wasn't even that fast.
He was at top speed. He's
Yeah, he was
sold
at
out.
terminal velocity, Brandon.
I want you
He's
to.
sold out
I
for
want
that
you
ball.
to run your
I
fastest
can't
and
do it.
Stop.
If I even try to run, I'll tear my hamstring. I
That-
can't do it. I'm
it's
not.
just. I don't know why we can't just sit back and appreciate how
It's
great they
sad.
got.
It's
20
very sad.
years, 5 World Series.
Very, very good player.
Above average hitter.
Oh my God.
What is he? Top 10 all time in hits.
Average
I think
fielder.
runs.
Average
too.
fielder.
Oh,
he played
really?
forever.
He's
He
not
played
top
forever.
10 in hits, is he?
He's
He
got
probably
has
is,
to
yeah.
be.
I thought he was just
He has
barely
almost. I
under
think he has almost
3,000.
3,500 hits.
3,500?
Like 33. He had well over 3,000.
I thought he was.
He didn't
Home
like
run.
I thought he was
just. He didn't
barely,
just like hit 3,000 and quit. He went well over.
Well,
that.
yeah, because he went on that farewell tour for a year.
Yeah, he had to have his ego stroked by the entire league.
mean
He's sixth all time in hits.
6?
God damn
Really?
it. Okay.
I mean,
I
that's-
forgot we had
What was-
TJ
what's
back
the
there.
number?
I mean, that's
Christ.
insane.
3465.
I said almost 3,500 hits.
That's close.
That's a lot.
That's insane. That
30,
went
almost
up.
hits.
3,500 is a lot of hits.
A lot of hits. A lot of
That's
hits.
so
a
many.
310 career average.
An
is
incredible
no,
stat
that's-
compiler. He stayed long enough to get as many hits as he
But it's
needed.
a 310 career average. You can't stat compile a career average. That's a
Pitchers-
phenomenal career batting average.
Pitchers ordered to throw him right down the cock in
Stop
the All-Star
it.
game.
Stop it.
It's crazy.
I'm sure they were doing that in the fucking World Series too.
Also, one of the best owners in baseball.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. What do you do with the Marlins?
Marlins might make the playoffs again.
Are you kidding
like,
me?
look what he's
he
done
did
with the team.
Marlins?
I guess, but I mean,
Everyone was calling him a fucking idiot. when
this
he
is just the
started.
Marlins. I mean, like the Marlins are just weird. Like they'll suck, bam, make the playoffs,
But
suck
that's-
again immediately.
No,
Because
but that's the
he's
thing.
drafted all these good pitchers.
Stanton, Yelich, all gone. And then it's like, oh, he's an idiot. and then he's
They
in
had to
the playoffs.
overcome that Jose Fernandez thing too,
Yeah,
which
for
is
sure.
brutal.
Brutal.
Sneaky, great odds for them to win the East right now. It's like plus
Yeah,
1,000.
the Mets are just.
Yeah,
I
but they're good. They're like they're not bad.
No,
They're
they're
not
not
good.
bad.
The division's playing bad, and they're
Especially,
not bad.
is Sanchez going to be back this year?
Think so?
Because if they have him and Alcantara, like they have some, and what's the other guy? Lopez has been pretty good this year.
Fireballers.
Like they have some good pitchers.
I can't believe y'all's take on him stopping running. He caught the ball in fair
Bro,
territory.
if you-
Every player in the history of baseball can
Big
stop.
F compared him legitimately to Secretariat.
But I don't even
I
think.
said yes. I
I'm not
agree.
even being like. I'm not even being biased. with
He
this.
ran and dove in the stands.
He caught it when his
Like he was
1
at
foot
full
was
speed.
in fair territory, and it's not like we're in Oakland A's stadium where there's 90 feet in front of him. It's very close.
Watch that catch compared to Aaron Rowan running full speed into a fence and making a catch.
Jeter's the only
See.
player in baseball history that's going to do what he did on that catch. Or dive
He's
in
probably the
stands.
only one that could have made
Every
it.
other shortstop's going to catch
Yeah.
it, stop himself, maybe brace himself a little bit, and then
No,
then
because
turn
they
around.
wouldn't have sold out. They would have not caught the ball.
They wouldn't have to sell out. They just got there easily.
They would have slowed up, not caught the ball,
Watching
not
that
won the
catch.
game.
It's like Willie Mays' basket catch. Big T said it best. Like Andrew Jones would have been camped under that ball for 20 seconds.
Not the basket catch, the one in Polo Grounds where he caught it backwards.
Yeah, that's
Over
the
the shoulder.
basket catch.
Oh, I thought he had a different kind of
So
catch. Where it's a
name
basket
who's
catch.
No,
the-
that was Willie Mays Hayes, Major League.
Basket catch.
Yeah.
Who's
Don't
who
ever
has
fucking do it again.
like actual plays named that? Like he is the only other
Yankees
player.
fans name plays after
the
him.
jump throw,
The jump throw, the flip.
staple.
You literally and Willie Mays is the only one other one that has like what catch that is.
All right, Jim Edmonds had a pretty fucking good
Jim
catch.
Edmonds.
Ozzie Smith had some plays
Yeah,
that
Ozzie
were.
Smith
Okay,
had
you're
to
naming
do a
5
backflip
the
over
best
your
players
balls.
right now. We're making good.
Yeah, we are. We're winning.
You're
winning.
not winning.
We're absolutely winning.
If you're putting the crux of your argument on that stupid catch where he ran and showboated and dove in this crowd, that's the dumbest thing he ever did.
Showboating is just preposterous. Like,
I'm watching this.
Like, you see how fucked up his face was when he came out of there?
Every other shortstop catches that ball, turns, and makes sure the runners get back.
I'm not on my phone. I'm watching the
they
catch.
Don't.
Okay. So look where he catches it. Look how close. He took 2 steps.
Literally 2 steps.
2 steps.
Like, how is he going to stop like that?
2 steps he took. That's insane. Look at that. He caught it 1-2. Bang.
Y'all realize there's fielders in every game tonight who will catch a ball and stop in 2 steps?
But not when
at
they're running full speed.
Yeah,
And-
no, exactly running full speed.
And also, it's that weird spot. You know when someone hits a line drive down the third base line and it hits that little corner and bounces out? That's where he went in. It's that weird spot where the wall is going up.
And where the wall is so small, so
2
he couldn't really,
steps.
like, run into the wall. He had no choice but to kind of just, like...
I didn't see
like
us
he
going
tried to
here
stop
today,
himself.
but 2 steps, that's another win right there. Big
Boom.
Dev.
Easy.
It's not. If you're saying the guy can't stop in 2 steps, what are we talking about?
I mean, when Usain Bolt runs a 100-meter dash, does he sprints to the finish line and just stops in 2 steps?
How many
No.
times a
He
catcher-
jogs
Usain
halfway
Bolt?
around the
What about
he
these
jogs
catchers?
halfway around the track.
What about these catchers that fly into the dugout all the time?
Well, they're selling out for their team. They're actually having to go into the dugout. That's where
There
the
you go.
ball
There
is.
you
Selling
go.
out for
The
the
ball-
team,
There you
huh?
go.
The ball he caught was in fair territory. You ever seen a catcher catch a ball in fair territory and run and dive into the end?
literally
Well, they play
like
in
4
foul
feet
territory.
between the foul line and the stands.
Oh, man.
If any other player on any other team made that catch, you would not be arguing.
I'd stand up and clap.
It was a
Oh,
phenomenal
it wouldn't
play.
even. It barely make the highlights. You'd see it once
It
and
was a
it'd go away.
phenomenal play. Amongst many other phenomenal plays he made in his phenomenal career.
Many other, but there's one other one. There's the Oakland one where the guy was safe.
The flip
He was out.
unbelievable.
Like, what-
The jump throw's sick.
There's the baseball IQ and the awareness to be there in that moment. Like,
Captain.
you can't, just unbelievable.
Locker room guy
Locker room guy.
Winner.
has sex with the hottest girls in the world.
Yep, all of them.
Y'all gonna suck his dick together or what?
Yeah, I would. I really
And he was
would.
extremely polite.
All of them. All of them.
All right, so MeUndies believes that comfort is about more than what's touching your skin. It's about feeling comfortable in your skin. That's why MeUndies not only uses sustainable, breathable, soft as heck fabric, they also give you endless styles to choose from as total comfort inside and out. They offer classic colors to ridiculous prints, and so you can fully express yourself in your own unique way. MeUndies are available in a range of sizes from extra small to 4XL. And never leave your couch again with a MeUndies membership, a monthly subscription that sends new pair right to your door. Each month you'll choose new undies or socks. Pick the style and color that print that feels the most you. Enjoy discounted pricing, free shipping, early access to new launches. Love your butt and get the membership. To get your 15% off your first order and free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/picks. That's MeUndies.com/picks. NBA playoffs begin tonight. Well, they kind of begin tonight. NHL playoffs are on fire. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the NBA playoffs begin with the play-in games tonight. The Eastern Conference is up first. You have the Celtics and the Wizards in the 7-8 matchup. The winner of that is in the playoffs as the 7 seed. You have the 9 and the 10, the Pacers and the Hornets. The winner of that faces the loser of the other game. The winner of that game is the 8 seed. So tonight we'll start with the Wizards Celtics. I have one play on this.
Wait, real quick. Did you talk about this on the Yak with Big Cat? Like, do you like this?
I want to see it play out. I spent all season not thinking I was going to like it, thinking it was a gimmick they didn't need. I want to see it play out. I want to see this, especially the second game. I want to see that one game elimination game play out. I'm kind of coming around on it.
But that's where I think Dan was right too. Where that's why the MLB wildcard game is so good, because that team's going home. That one game with a 7 seed, like they're not. It's not one and done. So it's
no,
stupid.
but the next game it'll be winner take all. So tonight will not be that, but it will set up the one winner take all game.
Yeah, I think, and I hate when people say it's like, oh, like, what are you not going to watch? Like, yeah, of course I'm going to watch it. Of course I'm going to gamble on it. But it's like, I think it's dumb for the players.
Like the 9-10 game tonight. I mean, that's a loser win or go home game.
Yeah, but they should already be home.
Yeah, certainly that argument can be made.
But don't you think it should be the 7 versus 10 one game then? If it's that,
I think
if
that
you're gonna do it,
I think
it
that
has
puts
to be
more
that.
pressure. You saying the loser of that is out?
Yeah, I think
that puts unneeded pressure on the 7. At least this way, the 7 has a little bit of blanket there, a little bit of safety.
Cushion.
But then it
Cushion,
should be
thank
absolutely no to 7 should be in no matter what. Then I think it should be 10 should be out. It should be 8, 9 play each other one game to get in.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
I don't hate.
I think
I'm
both,
just all for winner go home, like
Yeah.
just sports.
Yeah,
period.
that's what I'm saying.
They're
Especially
excited. It's always
playoffs,
exciting.
It's like why add an extra game for the 7? Like the 7, you should just be in. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and it is crazy and we said this the other day, but the NBA did this never thinking the Lakers and the Celtics would be the 7th.
Yeah.
So they are going to get a big – I mean, the ratings are going to be bigger than they probably would be.
Lakers
because
Golden State.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one
Lakers,
tomorrow
Golden
night.
State.
Whew.
Yeah, it'd be
then-
great ratings, and then like in the second round, they're not in it. It's like, all right, well then now we're screwed.
Yeah, I think they'll
They're playing 7 games.
I would imagine I don't want to like cast aspersions or say anything, but I would imagine if the Lakers were to lose to the Warriors and then they played the Grizzlies for the 8 spot, I would imagine the officiating would be very
Yeah.
friendly to LeBron and crew. I'm just guessing.
No.
Not in the NBA, I know.
And not LeBron.
Yeah. Speaking of Delco, a bunch of the refs. Tim Donahue.
Really? He's from Delco?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Delco's a breeding ground for NBA refs.
you proud of that?
Everyone's dream
It's
is
just
to
a
be,
fact.
is to be him.
To be Tim Donaghy or
Yeah.
yeah?
If you had the chance.
Well, outside the prison.
Yeah, he's out, right?
Yeah,
He's
but
out.
I wouldn't.
He's out.
He's on a book tour.
I wouldn't want to go through the prison.
Yeah, but he's killing it.
Yeah, and he's got a podcast too, right? I think
Yeah,
he
that's
does.
what he has. Yeah.
He's got a big.
How long was
podcast.
he in prison for?
3 or 4, not long.
I don't
Slow
know.
stint.
I don't think over a decade.
No.
He still should be for that.
Couple
Game
years,
6.
probably.
Sacramento Kings early 2000s should have won a championship. They should have won a championship. They were fun. They were awesome. The 2002 Kings should have been the champions of the NBA.
I don't think the Kings are ever going to win a championship ever again.
Probably not.
I don't think even close.
No.
But those Kings teams in the early 2000s were so awesome. God, they were great.
Literally, the only way for a team like the Kings to win a championship is to draft like the Warriors did to win theirs.
You know, Mitch Richmond's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, it's something you just don't think about.
Yeah.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Basketball Hall of Fame's a little easier, but Mitch
Yeah.
Richmond had like a 3 or 4 year stint as a really, really, really good player, but it wasn't long.
Yeah, Basketball Hall of Fame, it's easier because it encapsulates college.
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
that you've been a part of.
Is MLB's the hardest?
Yeah.
for sure.
Because like they still won't. Well,
For sure.
without taking the steroid shit out, because they're just never gonna let them in. But
Well,
still.
that and assholes have the votes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dated, stupid assholes that think they're a lot more important. And they do hold the power, which sucks. Think they're a lot more important and knowledgeable than they really are. They try to make statements, and they're all just like that guy last year that sent in his first ballot ever with nobody checked.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you. You shouldn't have a ballot if you're just going to make it about you, you piece
Yeah.
of shit. What else we got? Anything? Celtics are garbage, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's hating the Celtics. Fire Brad Stevens. So we got the Celtics. We got the Wizards tonight. The Wizards are,
Dangerous and fun.
They are.
yeah.
They are fun.
You're in a one-game situation here, or, Celtics would rather win this, I'm sure. But you're facing Bradley Beal, who's fighting through injury, and you're facing Russell Westbrook, who's going to throw a triple-double. You know what his odds are to have a triple-double tonight?
Was it like
Minus
minus 150?
200.
Minus
Yeah.
150?
Minus 400.
Oh,
That's like
Jesus.
ridiculous.
What's
'Cause
it
that's
come back
It's
also-
at?
like such a lock, though.
It
It's
is
like
such a lock, but it's also like
What?
the Wizards
I wonder-
still have to those teammates still have to score those points.
I wanted to look at his. I looked at his points prop. It's 24.5. I didn't love that.
That's a little high.
Yeah, a little high for him. So plus, I don't know though. If he gets competitive and gets in there and decides I'm going to scoring mode, he could do it easy.
If he gets competitive, he's having 30 rebounds.
Yeah. But I thought about that in this setting. Whatever they do in the regular season, where maybe you don't go as hard for a free throw rebound, so Russ can get it. You kind of model your. That's not going to happen tonight.
That's true.
So I thought him not getting one would be a better bet than him getting one.
That's outrageous. That's almost as outrageous as Devontae Smith having, 170 yards over under?
Yeah.
and hitting it in the first half.
Yeah.
Didn't play in the second half. He still hit it. Yeah.
Do y'all think the NBA's with the one game thing, the defensive urgency will be better, and that unders might have value?
I would think so.
I was going to bring that up. I think defense is always going to tighten up, especially the second half, fourth quarter. It's going to really tighten up. And I think the one, it's like 233
I mean,
in the Wizards Celtics.
I know, but if they're locked in, if Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook want to score, they're going to score.
for sure.
and this is in the playoffs. Possessions get longer. You have fewer possessions. Defense gets better. This is the playoffs. I mean, that's what this is. So I assume that's going to happen tonight. I like the under in one of the games. Why don't we just go ahead and do our picks, and then we'll circle back and we'll finish the rest of the show. We'll talk about NBA. We'll talk about NHL. a couple of PGA championships this week. I got the odds for that off the Barstool Sportsbook. Marty Mush gets to Marty gets to lead us off tonight because he has sprung to first place. But we're all doing pretty good. Well, most of us are doing pretty good.
No, -6 is good.
You know what? That's right. you
We're
are in
battling.
last.
I'm battling.
But as far as standings go, minus 6 units is not that
was
far.
positive
for us.
yesterday.
That can be a +6 overnight.
I was
Overnight.
positive yesterday.
Literally, like, if you could tell me I could be -6 units for
through a month.
Through
I'm in.
18 days in, yeah.
Uh,
We're in battle.
So Marty was 3-1 last night. Marty, no mush is you got your picks. Go ahead.
So, Sportsbook today, I'll have a boosted odds with the Indians and the Celtics, but I got the Indians money line, Hornets money line +120, and Celtics money line -130.
Why do you like the Hornets?
I just feel it. I feel it today. That's literally it. There's no explanation at all. I'm feeling good.
I guess I'll go next. So Marty's 15-13. I was 2-2 last night. I actually have a bigger card. The principle that you mentioned earlier, I'm going to subscribe to it. Pacers -3. On the day the Barstool Sportsbook app launches in Indiana, the Pacers just happen to be playing a key basketball game, and that makes sense, right? It lines up. Pacers -3. Also like the under there. Pacers Hornets under 227.5. Wizards to beat the Celtics +108. And hockey, Golden Knights to bounce back and beat the shit out of the team. They're playing -1.5. Brewers Royals with Brandon Woodruff on the mound. I love under 7.5. Brandon Woodruff, where'd he go to college? Ben Mintz?
Good state.
Damn right he did.
Yeah.
Rangers money line +145. And then, of course, Pacers -3. Those are my 6 plays, my biggest card in a while. We'll see how it goes. Big F.
Wild bet yesterday, by the way.
Who, me?
Yankees -2.5.
I went after it.
I was
Yeah.
wild.
He was aggressive.
I mean, the 1.5 was -170. I was
No, I know. That's
laying
where I
the
was like,
ones.
well, just don't bet it.
I needed it. Trust me, I'm not tonight because I'm just having they're giving me the weird energy that they're about to go on a skid.
I feel that too.
They're giving me weird, they're just giving me weird
They're
energy
starting to get like
that this is like the little skid. They'll heat up again, but
they're starting to get
a little
hurt.
skid might be coming.
Stanton's out, Hicks is out. It's
I'm
getting a
afraid.
little
I'm afraid
bad.
this Texas ballpark might be one of those like weird ballparks.
And it's like
for
the
us.
one ballpark that's like everyone's just there. It's just full capacity.
I just felt
There are a few of them now.
Just
so.
watching the game yesterday, I just felt weird. Like I don't like playing here.
Who
I don't
was
like us being here.
who was the hockey arena that was full last night? Was that Carolina?
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Even though Cole lost last night, that's a crazy stat where he had 54 strikeouts and no walks, and it was like
59,
80, and it was like what 83 to 3 walks, 83 strikeouts
Something
and 3 walks.
crazy,
It's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, well, he's a really good pitcher.
Yeah,
I mean, he gave up 4 runs yesterday, and his ERA is still under 2.
He's one of the top 25 pitchers in baseball.
no, not literally. He's Cy Young.
Well, no, I mean, that is true. He is
That
one of
is
the,
true.
He is one of the top 25 pitchers in baseball. He just happens to be in like the top 3 or 4.
It's true.
Go ahead, Big F.
All right, we got the Giants money line tonight. Going back to the well and the White Sox. Then I like the Wizards tonight. I think people think the Celtics, the name brand, everything. I just think the Wizards, they're just playing better right now. I think Jaylen Brown being out is huge. So I like the Wizards. And I'm on the Pacers too. The Sportsbook's there. Shout out Indiana. And just, I feel like all the injuries, I feel like people are going to just jump on the Hornets.
Yeah, Levert's out.
Pacers are still a good basketball team. Give me the Pacers -3.
Yeah, I kind of go the same.
And honestly, I didn't put on, I like the under in the Wizards Celtics game. I think it's 233.
All right. Ben Mintz.
All right, let's do it. I got the Houston Astros +105, Pittsburgh +117, over 8 in Oakland and Houston. In the NBA, I'm going against the Indiana Barstool Sportsbook thing. I didn't think about it. Now I'm a little concerned. But
You're the one that brought it up.
I know. I turned these picks in 2 hours ago. But I'm going with the Hornets because I like LaMelo Ball. And the Wizards are hot. And the Wizards Celtics, one team's going up, the other team's heading down. Give me the team with the momentum.
That's another reason why I took the Hornets, where I'm such a when in the NBA where like they need ratings so bad, like they need Ball in there. They need him there.
You think he's a ratings mover?
Oh, that turn in ESPN, that's all he fucking talk about is LeBron and LaMelo Ball.
My only thing is for them, they're just so they just have no chance, in my opinion, to win after.
No, they
playing
don't.
game.
But I still think it's still more of a draw. I'm a casual based.
If LaMelo would have stayed
NBA.
healthy all year, they wouldn't have been the 10 though. I mean, they were doing well.
Doing well.
They were doing well.
So LaMelo really has been really good.
He's great.
Miles Bridges has been fucking awesome too.
Yeah, they're a fun team.
They got like Rozier, like Devontae Graham.
Devontae Graham,
guys.
shoot.
They got some guys.
Yeah.
Devontae Graham, one of the guards better than Ben Simmons, allegedly.
Not that you hold any.
No.
No animosity.
I never
That's
heard
right.
that.
I got a quick bet.
Go ahead.
So Zach Wheeler has been on his Cy Young shit all year for the Phillies. He has been a cash cow. So much so that, you know how you send in bet with Vinci, bet with Brandon Walker,
Sure.
bet with everybody. I sent in my bet with Smitty today that Zach Wheeler is going to pitch a no-hitter. They rejected that. So there's going to be something else different. Huge odds.
You shouldn't have said that, because if he throws a no-hitter now.
Oh, I already told Jack McCarthy I'm going to kill you if he pitches a no-hitter.
So you have a complete game, maybe?
Jack McCarthy fucked me the other week. I said Bryce Harper hitting a home run, beating the Braves. He's like, oh, well, JT Realmuto and Rhys Hoskins are about to hit 100 home runs. Can we do something with that? I'm like, fine, but if Bryce hits a home run and they win, I'm going to have your dick on a plate.
And there it was.
And that's what happens. So I didn't take his dick off, but he...
So how does dick taste?
No, I didn't say I was going to eat it. I just said I was going to have his dick on a plate. And I sacrificed that. But if he pitches a no-hitter tonight, it might have to go that far. We're going to have something where double-digit strikeouts, under a run, money line, basically the same thing. Huge odds. But Zach Wheeler has been straight cash homie all year.
Forgive me for being
off the Mets.
a little uneducated baseball fan. I didn't realize Zach Wheeler had this in him. Was he always been a guy that
He's always had the stuff. He hasn't been healthy.
He was just on the Mets.
And when you leave the Mets,
Yeah,
you
but
just-
when you're on the
just
Mets,
better.
you find your full potential.
It's
He's
just,
just on the
and
Mets.
it's not even like that's just such a fact. It just happens all the time.
And he's had a few starts this year where he hasn't really had it, but when he does have it, it's legit Cy Young
Throw your
shit.
name out. Justin Turner,
What about it?
Mets, unbelievable on the Dodgers.
Oh.
Whoa. Justin Turner was a Met?
Yes.
When was this?
Yeah,
A while ago.
Wild.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Lowry, Jed Lowry.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of guys.
Was
that
it
have
Jed
been
Lowry
great.
really turned great after he left the Mets?
Lenny Dykstra.
Justin Turner is the.
Lane Dykstra was a very good one.
is
He-
the
but
He
he
was
was
good for the Mets.
He was
though.
pretty good for the Mets,
Yeah,
yeah. He
well,
was
for
very
sure.
important for the Mets.
Yeah.
I like the other trend the other way, which Lindor's doing right now. Great until you get to the Mets.
Yep.
And
I
that's-
still think like he's gonna be.
He's gonna be
completely
fine, yeah.
He's all right.
But
He already
yes,
came
I
out of it a
agree
little
with
bit.
that.
All right. NASCAR heading to Austin this weekend. That's in Texas. And you know what they say? Everything is bigger in Texas, including the racing. And the Barstool Sportsbook app is, or the Barstool Sportsbook is offering exclusive bets for you to get in on the action and win big. You got guys like Martin Truex Jr. at 7-2. He's been very hot lately. Kyle Busch, who's 8-1 this weekend. There's a lot of value in somebody like Ryan Blaney at this track at 22-1. That's it. There it is. A lot to bet on with NASCAR. It's a very fun sport to bet. Stay tuned for our picks later this week, and be sure to tune in the Texas Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas this Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Smitty, NBA playoffs are starting. I said it yesterday. I guess everybody is just on the train that the Nets are going to win the East. The Nets are going to win the East. I don't think the Sixers at plus 300 are a terrible bet.
No, I think they're a great bet. If they're gonna do it eventually, it's gonna happen like this year. They're prime to do it now if they stay healthy, which they should. Getting the number 1 overall seed was huge because now they don't have to dick with the Nets or the Bucks
Until
in the
it's
second
time,
round,
yeah.
Until it's time. I honestly think the Bucks are gonna give the Nets a run for their money. I really do.
So you will have that second round matchup, the 3 against the 2. The Nets will have to at least extend themselves a little bit.
Exactly.
And the Sixers would match up with the Knicks or the Hawks, I believe, right?
Yeah, in which I'd rather face the Hawks, but it'd be more
entertaining
with the Knicks.
Sixers
Yeah.
Knicks.
Knicks-
Sixers Knicks will be fun.
Knicks will
That's
be
good
fighting.
old school
but
basketball.
they'll be fighting. They'll be fighting.
Oh, yeah.
That will go 6.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
what you got?
Bully.
Bully, baby.
Oh, okay, I didn't know what you were bringing in here
MVP.
today when you walked in here with that.
He's good.
I love
He's really fucking good.
the
If
Sixers.
you like watch him, just the way he can shoot now is unbelievable.
And they're giving him chances in the clutch every single time.
But if it's Sixers Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals, yes, the Nets are the favorites. But I think the Sixers would give them everything they wanted. And at plus 300, they're worth a puncher's shot on the Barstool Sportsbook app.
And the Nets are what?
Beauty.
I want to say 8-4 when all three of them play together. Nothing like
Yeah,
not 12-0.
yeah.
Like
And putting that threesome, and again, they should be the favorites in their.
who's stopping Embiid? Who's stopping Embiid? Now, granted, who's going to stop those 3? I don't know.
Yeah.
But nobody's stopping Embiid. You're going to foul him. Once the playoffs come, you bet Joel Embiid free throws over every single time.
Are you okay?
Every team is going to bet.
I get coughs.
You're allergic to this mic or something.
I get some of the air. I get dust gets in the air. I get
Yeah. I got,
Randall's bullying him.
Yeah, I'm getting bullied by the bully.
Yeah, it's probably
he's my guy.
It's probably not good if the air makes you cough because the air ain't going nowhere.
It's dust. There's people around. Things just happen. I cough.
But Brandon Walker, Joel Embiid, free throws made and attempted over every single playoff game they play in the Eastern Conference this year.
I like that. I like
Every
that a
single
lot.
one.
Made and attempted. Okay, I like that. I don't know what I can honestly
He's going to shoot
say.
20 free throws a game.
I can honestly say I've never bet a free throw attempted. So what's a typical line like that? Like 12, 13?
I think he's like 8 to 12.
8 to 12? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to – for their first playoff game, I'm doing that.
Absolutely.
And if it doesn't hit, I'm going to have your dick on a plate.
Please.
I'm going to eat the shit out of your dick, Smitty.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I'm saying if you say dick on a plate,
cannibalistic.
you're opening up. I'm giving you an example of why you shouldn't say dick on a plate because then you
Okay.
have to eat it. You have to put it in your mouth.
Okay, dick in a Petri dish.
Then you're going to put it in a microscope?
Petri dishes were crazy in
Yeah.
school, dude.
Study it. You can light it on fire. You can do whatever you want with it then. Cauterize it.
I'm going to light your dick on fire. That might
Yeah.
sound better.
Whenever I
Just
looked
go
in
there.
that Petri dish, I always would tell the teacher I saw things, but it was just bubbles.
I can never see anything.
It was
Yeah.
just always bubbles. Nothing was really moving around or anything.
What about you? You a big microscope guy back in the day?
Man, I hadn't looked at a microscope since I was in like 6th or 7th grade.
I always thought the microscopes back then were like the height of science. Like this is what all scientists do. They spend their time looking at microscopes. And then once I got past 5th grade, I don't think I ever looked in one again.
Did you dissect a cat?
Not a cat. We did frogs.
we did frogs.
Earthworms and frogs.
The fuck
Y'all
is
did
going on
cats?
on Long Island?
Y'all did cats?
What?
It was fucked up.
All of you just had dead cats?
Yep. It was disgusting.
What?
No, that's not legal.
I did frogs, but
I did frogs and earthworms.
Yeah, earthworms. We had owl pellets.
Cat.
You did not dissect a cat. I'm not believing
Swear.
this.
I'm going to text somebody.
Who are you going to text? Just
My
Get that
boys.
school board on the line.
I'm just
Text
in
them.
shock.
a cat?
well, you grew up in New York, right?
We didn't do cats.
Oh,
No.
this must be a Long Island. To see if Balls had any
I
cat
can see
action.
Long Island have a big cat problem, and they just get rid of them by dissecting cats.
That's
though?
sadistic.
I'm texting.
Do we have
3
any
people
other
on
Long
my-
Island?
You go
There's quite a
cats and
few.
you're dissecting dogs, and all of a sudden you're dissecting toddlers.
Yeah, people.
I'm texting
Kind of disturbed.
the
It's
entire.
very disturbing.
I'm texting all my middle school friends.
Has anybody in the chat ever dissected a cat? Somebody says I. In Nashville, we dissected cats too. Says
I
Rocky Top.
hope my dad's not watching. He'd be crying, I think. He
The
loves
cat guy?
cats.
I love
Yeah,
cats.
we
I
had
have
3
cat
of them
fluffer.
growing up. He'd be real upset.
Who are you talking to?
Ernie Baggs.
What's going on?
This could be anybody.
Did you? This is Ernie Baggs, who was on Twitch with me all the time. He was my producer back in the day. Who did we dissect cats in middle school?
I believe it was freshman year of high school, but we did in fact dissect cats.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
that's crazy. And this guy's a cat lover. He's got like 6 cats.
It wasn't easy. I didn't put my hands on them.
Yeah. Thanks, Ernie Baggs.
Later, brother.
I'm serious.
I
it's
am getting.
great.
Hold on. I'm getting the chat. I'm getting.
I know.
Indiana. I dissected a cat in Indiana. I dissected a cat in Ohio. Feral pigs in Tennessee. Cats in Arizona.
I'm telling you.
It's wild.
I just never knew high schools were dissecting
It's
cats.
fucked up. It smelled so bad too.
What's a dead
Because
cat?
everyone's done what mentions like frogs. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, we did frogs,
cat.
and I didn't like it.
You had to skin it.
I tried to skip
You had
out
to
that
skin
thing.
it?
Skin
No,
a
you-
cat.
You didn't have to skin the cat.
You did because you had to take the
No,
fur
you
off.
didn't.
That's how you dissect it.
Yeah, that's probably right.
It's just a corpse just laying there.
It's
Like,
fucked.
just
I'm not. It's
roadkill.
fucked up.
What are you learning there?
Just bringing slabs of roadkill to each station. Like, here you go. It's still leaking out of its fucking head.
Cats in Oklahoma.
Jesus.
Cats in California. Pigs in Minnesota.
It's wild.
These nuts in Long Island.
That'll always be funny.
Yeah, it's never not funny. These nuts will never not play. All right, what else we got? Hockey playoffs have been on fire. The Caps and the Bruins going overtime back-to-back and just splitting. I think now maybe half the games in the NHL playoffs have gone to overtime. It's definitely way up there. Sorry, Smitty, you need a little nap?
No, we're good. We're good.
How's I figured you'd be my hockey guy here.
Yeah. Flyers really putting asses in the seats right now.
Are you one of those guys you pull for the Flyers? You're not really watching much hockey outside
Pretty
of that?
much.
Yeah.
Hockey was the only sport I didn't play growing up, and I
You look
love.
like you could have been good at hockey.
I feel like that, but No, I also feel like if handball was prominent, I know we had this discussion before.
Where did handball
was
come from
prominent,
in this
I'd like be an Olympic handball.
You know
player.
what I think the sport I think that about? If volleyball was normalized in Mississippi,
exactly.
I could have been. I
You
dominated the
would've been
beach
good at
volleyball circuit at the Tom Bigby River.
If I was rich enough
I
to play
understand you were an
tennis
all Long Island volleyball player.
I have a plaque.
But if you were, I would have really dominated.
Volleyball's way harder than I thought. There's plays and shit. You gotta go. I don't care about handball. So, were you a scumbag in high school?
Handball is
You had to
essentially
be a scumbag.
I
dodgeball on
think
wheels.
there's two different kinds of handballs.
Because you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking
You have
about.
to
He's
be.
talking about the Olympic sport
He's
handball.
talking about, he's talking about where you
okay.
throw it. He's talking about where you throw it into a net.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm talking about like
the,
No, there's
there's
so
handball where
it's a
you're
big
high
thing in
on
New York.
crack
Yes.
the entire time.
If you're like in what we'd call in high school a nar bag, like you're like just a brick, like just like a big wall, and you just slap it, and you just play
And
like
all
that.
the boys just sort of whacking.
that's
the ball.
wall ball.
That's what
We call that handball.
handball because that's legit handball. But you
thought he thought he would be
Yeah.
good at that?
Well,
I knew that's what he
probably
thought
would.
he was talking
you were a
about.
scumbag in high school if you're playing handball instead of football.
Because we played that type of handball in like gym class every now and then.
God.
That's European handball.
Yes, that's what they called it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. In gym they called it European handball.
Yes.
You can only jump from like they have not a 3-point line, but like sort of a line that you have to
Yeah.
jump
Yeah.
across.
I'm sick at that
Exactly.
too.
You've never played it.
Yeah, in gym.
No, in gym
European
we played all the time. That was actually one of my favorite games we probably played.
Yeah.
These schools up here, man, y'all just did all kind of shit. My gym teacher would always just roll basketballs out and say, "Here, go for the next hour and do whatever you want to
No,
do."
we'd have like
That's
weeks
the
of
good,
like games.
That's a good gym teacher though.
Every
Yeah.
now and then they do that. But see, gym class we'd have like good games.
Yeah, no, we had good games. Did you guys? But you did all those tests too, right? Like the sit and reach and the pacer test and
Mm-mm.
what?
No.
That was always the worst week
What?
of gym.
Did you?
What is? We never did any of that.
Sit and reach was when they put a box out. You have to
Yeah.
sit on your ass and stretch. And
Yeah.
I never
the
reached the box.
presidential awards.
But
They
I
see
remember
how
that.
fast you can run a mile.
And the
stuff
pacer
like that.
test is when it hits a button, you have to run the other side, and then it keeps getting faster. And I was like, if you were good at that, you were cool.
My last year, we did like my last senior year of high school. I perfected how to make shots from like the coach's box, where the coach would sit on the sideline, and I just prop bet $5 or $10 a shot and just like hustle people. That was my PE my senior year of high school.
Here's a sport that I saw the other day.
I was good
and
at that.
I walked out of the car. I was in Montvale, New Jersey. It's kind of a rich area. So I'm walking out there, and girls got a softball game, but there's a court, and it's not a tennis court. Well, it is looking like it's a tennis court, but there's a pickleball court. And
That's
they were
blowing
playing-
up.
These guys were playing pickleball, and I got out of the car, and I was like, look at these old white dudes right here. I'd never turn into one of those guys. And I was walking by them, and I stood and watched for a second. I was like, I want to do this. I want to be one of those
Pickleball's fun.
guys. I want to be with them. I want to play pickleball. It looked very, very fun.
It is. You are.
It's
it
like
is a
plastic
rich-
tennis.
It's a rich sport.
Yeah, I guess it probably is. But I don't know what pickleball. I didn't know what pickleball was till I saw it, and I was like, I need to do that.
yeah, where are you going to find a pickleball court outside of rich areas?
Yeah,
To be
right.
honest,
It
the
was
only time I played it is in a rich person's backyard who had a court. Exactly.
yeah. If you have a pickleball court in your backyard, you're super rich.
Exactly. That's why
Yeah.
I've never really seen it really being.
Which is
played
crazy
everywhere.
because if I ever get rich, the full basketball court's the first thing I'm doing.
For sure.
Agreed.
Full basketball court. Well, full pool first, then full basketball court.
Pool.
I'm not
No,
doing
sport court.
I'm not doing like pickleball. That would be the last thing I do.
Yeah.
A tennis court maybe for the kids. You can see a full tennis court if I'm rich.
Kids.
Oh, but then
Well-
you got to play it. So you'd rather play basketball.
Well,
Really whatever
tennis
you
court
wanna
could be
play.
used for a couple things.
You could do a tennis court and a basketball court, like a half court.
yeah, I
basketball.
feel like I'm rich enough to have both.
That's true.
In this dream, I'm rich enough to have both. I'm not
Cal Ripken's got a field on his front lawn, baseball field.
talk about another overrated shortstop. We could get into that.
Kevin Costner probably loves that field.
I'm just
If
saying.
you build it, they will come.
Certainly did.
Some may say. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We're almost out of time. Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown, did you see this shit?
That was awesome.
This motherfucker goes to Instagram Live and just kills everybody.
He came at
This
Matt
shit.
Wait,
Barnes.
what?
He came on Matt Barnes' neck.
He came at Matt
his
Barnes'
neck.
neck, and
I loved
he
it.
grabbed his throat and just took it. He owns Matt Barnes now.
When he that ending line where he's like, "Oh, you can smoke weed and play cards all night, you punk bitch" or something. That was
he's
so
just
funny.
Talking about Derek Fisher runs his life. He's a mentor, and he's your wife's mentor. Like he was just Kwame Brown, who was a bust in the pros, sure, But he like came out.
In his defense, what did he play? 11 years in the league. Like he still had like
made a lot of money.
I mean, number
Solid
one overall
career.
pick.
Made a
No,
lot
it's
of money.
fair.
You're
It's
gonna be,
fair.
you know, you
Like,
gotta
I've become a Kwame Brown stan as of this morning. So
I did too. I'm the same way. I mean,
I was like, I was like double-digit years in the league. I was like, bust. I was like,
the energy on this Instagram live was just infectious. It was like
Unbelie-
it was one of the most amazing videos
he's
I've ever
driving
seen.
in a very nice car. It looks like he's going very fast.
Yeah.
he's just
camera
up, just roasting
stacking
everybody.
bodies. I mean, stacking bodies. It was incredible. I was gonna get him to play it, but he used some language that
He
we're
did.
not really gonna do here. But it was fantastic.
Also, he looked in phenomenal shape.
Looked great.
He looked better than he looked any time I saw
Looked
him in a
great.
uniform.
No, he does.
He looks slim,
He
just
talks.
athletic.
He talks with the wisdom of an old man.
Yes,
Doesn't
he does.
It's unbelievable. He talks with like the cadence of an old man who knows everything. And I guess he is. He's 40 years old now, but
I think
Man.
the guy, he's done it all.
he was a
Number
legend.
one pick. He's not worked out. He's gone through the bumps and bruises, highs and lows.
We didn't get to my number 10 topic, which is UFOs are just real, and we're not doing anything
Tomorrow.
about it.
I
Tomorrow,
have a lot
that'll
to
be-
talk
we got to talk about this.
Barstool Sportsbook live in Indiana, boys.
Mincy,
Oh,
thank you.
Let's go.
The
How's
act is
your
up
wife?
next.
She's
Buy the
dead.
Knicks merch.
Attaboy.